بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على آله وأصحابه أجمعين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. قال الشيخ الإسلام محمد بن Abdul-Wahaab ibn Sulaiman التميمي النجدي رحمه الله تعالى. باب الفرح. We continue with the chapter of joy and happiness. قال عبد الله بن مسعود رضي الله تعالى عنه قال أكبر الكبائر, he said, from the greatest of major sins, إشراك بالله, making shirk with Allah. وأمن من مكر الله, وأمن من مكر الله, feeling safe from the punishment of Allah. وقنوط من رحمة الله, and despairing from the mercy of Allah. وَيَتْس مِنْ رُوحِ اللَّهِ, and giving up one hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَرَاهُ Abdul-Wahaab. Also, you have Shaikh also mentioned أخرجه أبي حاتم عن عبد الله بن عباس رضي الله تعالى عنه. Shaykh Abdul-Wahaab, he said also Abdullah ibn Abbas and the son of Ibn Abi Hatim, Su'ila an Akbar al-Kaba'ir. Abdullah ibn Abbas was asked concerning the greatest of major sins. وقال, he said, Ishraku billah, making shirk with Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. وَأَمَنُوا min makrillah, feeling safe from the punishment of Allah. وَيَتْس min ruhillah, and despairing from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaykh al-Razak, he mentions Abdullah ibn Mas'ud in the first narration, he said, Akbaru kaba'ir, from the greatest of major sins. Then Ishraak billah, making shirk with Allah. وَالْأَمَنُ min makrillah, number 2, feeling safe from the punishment of Allah. وَقُنُوط min rahmatillah, and despairing from the mercy of Allah. وَيَتْسُ min ruhillah, and losing any chance for hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaykh al-Razak, he said, qunut min rahmatillah, despairing from the mercy of Allah. وَيَتْس min ruhillah, and giving up one hope from Allah. He said these two, they are mutaqarib, they are two that go together. They are two that go together. Assalamu alaikum. And the ulama, they said in the qunut, ashaddu min yes. And qunut min, yani ashaddu mada min yes. So you have two things. You have from the narration of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and the narration of Abdullah ibn Abbas. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he said that from the major sins is ماذا إشراك بالله, making shirk with Allah. Number 1. Number 2, قنوط من رحمة الله, despairing from the mercy of Allah, which means you won't make tawbah, because you say, well, I did this, and if it together, whatever, وكيف يكون لي مغفرة, وكيف يكون لي توبة, how can it be tawbah for me, how can I be forgiven? So that's khulud min rahmatillah. Then you have والأمن من مكر الله, والأمن من مكر الله, you are free from the makr of Allah. Makr هنا بمعنى عقاب Allah, Allah's punishment that you will receive because of deeds you did. So the one who was amin min makrillah, min makrillah, Allah said, أَفَأَمَنُوا مَكْرَ اللَّهِ وَلَا يَأْمَنُ مَكْرَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا قَوْمٌ خَاسِرُونَ. Now, do you feel safe from the punishment of Allah? And it's only those who are the losers, they feel safe from the punishment of Allah. Meaning they lost, first of all, their deeds. Because they won't do deeds. They feel that they don't need to do deeds because Allah is not going to punish them. They are righteous, they have Imam, or they have wealth, or they have status, like we mentioned yesterday. Ujub. Now, a person, he feels like about himself a certain way, to the point that he is not going to be punished by Allah Ta'ala. So, Ishraq billah, punishment, number one, from the major sins, by making shirk. You die on shirk, Ishraq billah, punishable. Number two, khulud min rahmatillah, you despair from Allah's mercy, like Iblis, so you won't make tawbah. Number three, amin min makrillah, and as a result of that, you feel safe from Allah's punishment. Now, you feel safe from Allah's punishment. And then the fourth thing, yats min rohillah, you give up on hope with regards to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that one keeps you from doing the good deeds. And so this is a narration of Allah ibn Mas'ud, where he mentioned from the major sins, four of them: shirk billah, ishraq billah. Number two, khulud min rahmatillah. You despair from Allah, His mercy. In Allah yaghfiru dhunuba jami'an innahu ghafurur rahim. Naam, Allah forgives all sins. Hatta shirk al-akbar qabla and mada to move before you die. Now, and then you have amin min makrillah. هذا استدراج كما يقولون العلماء. شخص ماذا يبس عليه التلبيس على أنه مباركا إلى أن الله سبحانه وتعالى لا يعاقبه، لا يعذبه ولا عقاب له، لأن فيه قيمة وفيه عمل صالح وفيه أموال، ظن أنه آمن من مكر الله، أي من عقاب الله سبحانه وتعالى. So that person has been deceived by what he has of this life, that he will not be punished by Allah. And then yet, min rohillah, the person gives up on having hope that Allah would reward him, having hope to see Allah as a just face in the Jannah, so he doesn't do the good deeds. And then you have the narration of Abdullah ibn Abbas, where Su'ila an akbar kaba'ir, he was asked about the greatest of major sins, فقال الإشراك بالله, making shirk with Allah, وقنوط من رحمة الله, despairing from Allah's mercy, وأمن من مكر الله, and feeling safe from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaykh al-Razak, Hafidhullah tabarak wa ta'ala, we said he is one of the great scholars alive, the teacher in the Prophet's Masjid. He said, the ulama, they said, al-qunut ashad min yats. Al-qunut ashad min ماذا yats. So you have qunut. Qunut ay shakhsun dhan annahu الشر خلق إلى أن الله لا يغفر له. ليس له توبة. هذا هو قنوت من رحمة الله. This person يعني قانت كما قال الله سبحانه وتعالى يا عباد الذين أسرفوا لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب ماذا جميعا. So Allah told you don't do that. كما في قصة إبليس وآدم خالطوا إبليس وتاب آدم وفوز ورفع الله سبحانه وتعالى شأنه وزوجته عشان يعني ماذا أن هما لا قانا من رحمة الله, because they didn't give up on the mercy of Allah. Allah عز وجل ذكر هذا في كتابه فتلقى آدم من ربه كلمات أي كلمات من التوبة فتاب عليه أقبل الله توبته توبة آدم وزوجته حواء إنه هو غفور رحيم. Now Allah, He is the one who forgives and He is يعني الغفور, He forgives much. أما إبليس فلوم الله تبارك وتعالى وقنط من رحمة الله وصار لعين إلى يوم يبعثون. Now, and he became from those who are cursed until the day of judgment. He blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي استغفر الله. شوف هذا شخص يعني ماذا يقنط من رحمة الله. Now, so this Iblis clearly, he said, since you يعني made me do it, he didn't make tawbah, he made an excuse. And this, the ulama, they said, هو أشد يعني القنوط أشد من yes. Yes, person gives up on hope. ما عنده طمع, ما عنده رجاء, لأن الرجاء لازم اللزوم أن يعمل عمل الصالح. ولولا من يعني الرجاء والطمع ما نفعل أي أحد من عمل الصالح. If it's not for hoping that Allah will give you reward, hoping to see the good deeds, hoping to see Allah on the day of judgment, then we wouldn't do good deeds. So you need يعني روح الله, يعني hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mean روح الله, يعني hope. Allah said, وَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءِ رَبِّهِ. Now whoever يرجو أي يتمع أنه سيرى ربه سبحانه وتعالى يوم القيامة. He hopes, he wishes to meet Allah on the day of judgment. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المؤمنون يرون ربهم يوم القيامة. Now في حديث صحيح, the believers will see their Lord on the day of judgment. Now Allah تبارك وتعالى mentioned وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربهم ماذا ناظرة. Their faces will be illuminated on that day as they look on seeing their Lord. So this تحتاج إلى يعني رجاء. You have to have hope. روح الله, يعني you have to have a spirit of encouragement to do righteous deeds. So the ulama, they said qunut, giving up on mercy, is worse than not having hope in Allah, because it starts by giving up the hope. If you give up the hope, you won't do good deeds. Why should I pray? Allah's not going to reward me. I'm such a sinner. There's no need to make sunnah because, I'm slacking in the 5 daily prayer. Once you start doing that, then the next step is qunut min rahmatillah. Now you won't make tawbah. Now you won't make istighfar. So the ulama, they said qunut ashad min ruh. Now, qunut ashad min ruh. Ruhillah. Now. So Sheikh Abdul-Razak, he said, so the person starts off by giving up hope, and then he gradually gets to the point where he will despair from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can see this is why both Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and Abdullah ibn Abbas, they mention both of them and their narrations together because they are connected, and both of them from the major sins. Now, I can still look at it. Shaykh Abdul-Razak, he says, not only the issue of qunut and rahmatullah, giving up of the mercy of Allah, which will prevent you from making tawbah, it prevents you from making istighfar, it will prevent you from making muhasabah, reckoning yourself, looking at what you didn't do, what you can improve in. Not only the roh Allah, yani yats min roh Allah, you give up on Allah rewarding you, you give up on doing the righteous deeds. He said the proof also to be understood is that huwa yuhlik sahibahu. The one who does it, he will be destroyed. So the action, despairing from the mercy of Allah, and not having hope in Allah, those two sins that are considered major sins, and they're sins that are tied to the heart, they also destroy the doer of those actions. They destroy the person's iman. They destroy the person's desire. They destroy the person's humility. They destroy the person's very being a person that can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because you can't worship Allah without seeking His mercy. Neither can you worship Allah without seeking and having hope that He would reward you for your deeds. Now, and to prove that the one who does these actions, he's destroyed. Allah said, فَلَا يَأْمَنُ مكر الله فلا يأمن مكر الله إلا قوم ماذا إلا قوم خاسرون. So Allah gave you قوم خاسرون. قوم يعني مبتدأ, خاسرون يعني خبر. This is what's called جملة الإسمية فيه مبتدأ والخبر. It has a subject and a description, information about the subject. قوم خاسرون, people that lost everything. So this shows you that صاحب قنوت ويأس يعني مهلك. Both of the doers of these actions will be destroyed في الدنيا والآخرة, in this life and hereafter. Hasan al-Basri rahimahullah ta'ala has a famous great statement that is tied to both the person who despairs from the mercy of Allah and the one who gives up having hope in Allah. He says, Al-Mu'min هو جمع بين الإحسان جمع بين الإحسان مخوف. نعم. مخافة. جمع بين الإحسان ومخافة. So the believer, he is always between these two extremes. Doing good and fearing Allah. جمع بين الإحسان ومخافة. نعم, is a person who has fear while he's doing عمل صالح. إحسان. We use the word إحسان because Rasulullah said, إذا أسأل الله للجنة فَاسْأَلَهُ لِلْفِرْدَوْسِ كما قال. If you ask Allah for Jannah, ask Him for the highest. Don't just ask Him for Jannah. Ask Him for Firdaus. And sometimes we shoot short. We don't go for the high mark. But if we go for the high mark, ihsan, to do the best, if we fall short, then we'll still be okay. But if we don't strive for the high mark, we just try to I'm just going to do just enough, then we'll fall short, then we're in trouble. So here Hassan al-Basri said, Al-Mu'min jama bain ihsan wal makhafa. The believer, he gathers between doing the righteous deed and being afraid of Allah's punishment, which that will keep him from doing what's wrong. وَالْمُنَافِقْ جَمَعَ بَيْنَ أَسَاءِ وَمَاذَا وَالْأَمِنِ. أَسَاءِ وَالْأَمِنِ. And the hypocrites, along with those disbelievers, they gather between doing bad and feeling safe. Allah won't punish me. Allah Azza wa Jal will not get me. Now, so this is important when we talk about these two issues, despairing from the mercy of Allah and giving up on all hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who Hassan Basri mentions, you see, with al-amal, ظننه يعني أهل الثواب. One of the reasons that person is destroyed while he does bad deeds because he feels that he's the person that's going to be rewarded. And because he feels he's going to be rewarded, then it deceives him that he won't be punished. Hassan al-Basri, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, Al-Mu'min jama' bayna ihsan wa mahafa. Mahafa, I made a mistake, not makhafa, mahafa. Jama' bayna ihsan wa mahafa. Hafidhu nafsi an ma nahi Allahu an. He protects himself from the things that will cause him punishment from Allah. Jama' bayna ihsan wa mahafa. Now, hif, like in the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said, the Prophet ﷺ taught him, Ya Qulam, ihfaz Allah, ihfazaka. Now, ihfaz Allah, ay ihfaz al-hudud Allah. Protect yourself from the punishment of Allah. Protect yourself by obeying Allah. And the munafiq jama bayna asa'an yani a'mal wa aman, gathers between bad actions and feeling there's no consequence, which is a problem. You can see that in the society today, the direction that the youth are going, do nothing but asa, bad deeds, and they feel there's no consequence. No consequence. So this is what Hassan al-Basri was talking about way back during the time of the companions, way back over 1,000 years ago. There's this combination, because you're talking about the heart. You're talking about people's feelings, thoughts, ideas, what they love, what they dislike. And this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, teaches us all through the Quran. And we experience it every day. People love to do evil. People don't feel the consequence about it. Person murders does crime, goes to jail, and he's in court upset with the judge in our society, upset with the DA, upset with the prosecuting attorney. But he did the crime. Like Hassan al-Basri was saying, the munafiq, the one who outwardly shows goodness, but inside he's corrupt. He said, Jama bayna asa wa amin. He has two things in his life: doing bad and feeling there's no consequence. And this Hassan al-Basri is talking about what Allah feels you can do. Asa means bad deeds. Wa amin min makrillah. And Allah will punish you. And this is what we see. The people that don't believe they're going to die, Allah is going to punish. Likewise, you see in the same thing in the court system. Allah's example is greater than any creation. But we see, like, we can relate. The guy, again, like, feeling he should be with the least sentence, or he should be tapped on the wrist, or why am I giving so much time? And we know there's racism. Sometimes when white people do the same crime, they get a third of what people who are minorities get. That's Shaikh, that's true, no doubt. But the concept of doing bad, like Al-Basri is saying, you do bad, but you also feel I shouldn't have a consequence. That's a problem. And that's the disease, sickness of the heart. The spiritual and physical sickness. We see it. It's not just spiritual, you feel it, it's physical. Yeah, you see it. People feel some kind of way. Like, how could I be charged, this and that? I didn't do nothing. Allah Musta'an. So the believer, Jama' bayna ihsan or mahafa, the believer, the one who has intellect, the one who understands that his life shouldn't be wasted. Allah didn't create you for your life to be in vain. Allah didn't create you to eat, sleep, go to the bathroom, wake up, eat, sleep, go to the bathroom. That's it. Khalas, bas. Fun, joy, fun. Everything is fun. Joy, fun. Everything is joy, fun. Someone get hurt. That's joyous to some people. Someone is handicapped. That's joyous to some people. Someone is murdered. That's funny to some people. Joy to some people. We watch movies. We listen to music. We have joy at the lyrics. But it's talking about shooting somebody's mother and raping somebody's daughter and selling drugs, making money, wearing nice clothes. All of these things are evil. Satan can be wrong. Nature. But people, feel good. Yeah, this beat, that's a nice beat rock in the head. And this is the point why the Shaikh brought this chapter in this book. The chapter talking about what you can have enjoyment towards and what you shouldn't. Morally, spiritually, physically, religiously, there is not such thing as everything is joy, fun, happiness. No. And we understand that from death, for example. لما يموت واحد من قريبنا أو من أخوينا أو من أصدقائنا أو من أزواجنا ما يفرح أي أحد. When a person loses his loved ones, his mother, his father dies, his friends. How about your spouse? No one goes to a party, my so-and-so died. No. Yahzan, people become saddened. This is one of the biggest proofs that everything is not just joy, fun, happiness. Allah didn't make the life like that. So how now can it be, made that it's okay to be happy and joy at things at the back? And that's why Hassan al-Basri, the Greek scholar from the 3rd, 4th century of the companions, said the believer jama' bayna ihsan wal mahafa. والمحافظة إحسان ومحافظة from حفظ إجامة بين هذين الجانبين. These are two things that his life should be concerned with. Doing what's good, starting with the highest things. Try to achieve the best. Because again, if you fall short, you'll still be in good shape. Don't shoot low. Don't take what's inferior. Because if you lose, you shoot for an H, but you get an A plus, you're still in a good shape. But if you shoot for a C and you get a D, then guess what? You failed the course. So gather between doing the best and mahafa. Mahafa, protect yourself from evil. How do you protect yourself from evil? Know and learn what's bad. Stay away from it. And the munafiq, in conclusion, Jamadena Asai, the one who has hypocrisy, the one who's showing good, but really inside is bad. He's always gathering between bad things and not wanting accountability. Bad things and thinking there's no consequence. Bad thing and being safe from what he thinks is the punishment. Allah is going to save him from the punishment. This is from the chapters of the major sin from Shaikh al-Islam Muhammad ibn Abdul-Wahaab. Inshallah, we'll continue after Surah al-Maghrib. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam, Nabina Muhammad. Mahmoud Tibhala.
You won't call you Adon?
Huh?
And I was talking to Mustafa, is he won't call you Adon?
No, he is not served for the another 3 minutes. Or 4 minutes, inshallah. You need help, Imam?
No, I got it. Got it.
Yeah, okay.
Call that